So who is Development Victoria? I'm sure you've done a little bit of research before you've joined us today, but we are the Victorian Government's property development arm. So we have we're established by a piece of legislation. We're a separate statutory authority, and we have the job to deliver on behalf of government fantastic capital works projects that I'll take you through in a few moments, but also, a really important job to contribute to housing affordability and housing diversity in Victoria. So we have a broad range of activities, but a really important role to play. And our vision is really about making Victoria a great place to live, and that's what what we try to live by and what guides us on our daily activities. If we can move to the next slide, Sarah, please. So how we operate is we are not policymakers. So what we do is we deliver policy on behalf of the government, and we deliver policy through the project deliveries that we do and the property development that we undertake. And all of our projects are underpinned by one or more of these policy pillars. So I mentioned our important role that we play in housing and creating and trying to solve that huge challenge that we have in Victoria around housing affordability. We want to generate economic activity to support our economy. We do a lot of urban renewal, and our work is usually done on surplus government sites or underutilised government land, and it's really about regenerating some of those sites to create new communities or new opportunities. Value capture and creation, really important part of what we do. We are a self-funding agency, so we don't draw funds from government. We actually generate the funds that we need to survive through the activities that we undertake, and that's through advising our government partners in terms of their property development projects or their capital works projects, but also undertaking work that we sell into the market. And lastly, but not least importantly, of course, is the social and economic infrastructure that we deliver, and fantastic projects that you will see on a daily basis, like the Flinders Street station refurbishment or the State Library of Victoria refurbishment. So all of these policy pillars drive the projects that we do. And we currently have 45 projects on our books, so it's we have a broad breadth of things that we do that create opportunities for our teams, but also for our community. I'm going to touch on the sort of four main areas of our business that interns get to experience as they rotate through the program. But I wanted to just reinforce that they're not only the four areas in our business. We have sort of 6 key areas in terms of our structure. And whilst we haven't traditionally had interns rotate through the CEO office, which includes our sort of legal and risk and our corporate affairs functions, or our operations team, which includes our finance, our people and culture, we are really trying to expand the program, and we are hoping that people will be keen to go through some of those functions as well, because I think it's a really important part of our business. And what I like to think of the backbone of the business that supports our great, project teams to be able to do what they do. But as I said, I'll take you through the 4 sort of areas that really focus on projects. So the first is our Precincts team. And this team really drives those pillars around urban renewal and economic development. And some of the examples of the great work they're doing is the Docklands project, something that we've been involved with for many years through our predecessor organisations, but continues to be a really critical piece in our precinct portfolio. Another newer project is the former GMH site at Fisherman's Bend, and there we are trying to generate economic activity through an employment innovation precinct. And the team is doing a great job there, and you may have seen a recent announcement where the University of Melbourne is actually establishing their new School of Engineering at that site, so that's a really exciting opportunity. Revitalising Central Dandenong, another fantastic urban renewal project that has been going for many years, and it's really rejuvenated the centre of Dandenong, and we've done a lot of work in creating infrastructure to drive economic activity in that area. And one of our regional projects, Junction Place in Wodonga, developing a former railway site into fantastic parkland, and now starting to develop some residential outcomes there and some commercial activity. So a really right in the middle of Wodonga CBD, so a very high profile site, but really bringing it back to life. The next part of the business that I would like to touch on is that civic and social infrastructure space. And these are, those really iconic projects that the community gets to enjoy, and we are so proud and privileged to be able to deliver. And the newest one in our suite is the Melbourne Arts Precinct. So if some of you, or I'm sure most of you, would have enjoyed the international NGVs, the National Gallery, or visited the Arts Centre, this project is bringing all of those assets together and are developing a new contemporary National Gallery in that area, and bringing it all together with a new public realm that's going to be a really exciting opportunity for a new gathering place for Melburnians. So that's a really exciting project that's kicked off, as has the State Basketball Centre in Knox, a fantastic new facility that will drive basketball, the development of basketball in this state. And nationally, actually, it's a really important facility for basketball generally. We've just finishing off the 10-year redevelopment program at Melbourne Park, and that's been a really exciting journey. And this year we've brought that to a head, and people, the next Australian Open, will really get to see the fantastic work that our team has undertaken there in creating a new show court and a new function centre. And another regional project, the Geelong Arts Centre, that's underway in Geelong. So this gives you an idea of the breadth of fantastic projects that our teams are involved in. The next part of our business that I thought I'd just touch on is our more traditional property development, and this includes, sales of land lots, sales of housing, but also commercial developments as well. And the Fitzroy Gasworks project is a good example where it probably fits in with all of the parts of our business. A former gasworks site that now there is a secondary school being developed on that site. We're about to deliver through our civic infrastructure team a new sports facility on the site. And we are also looking to partner with another government agency to deliver some social housing on the site, and for us an affordable build-to-rent pilot. So a real example of all of the parts of our business coming together to create a fantastic outcome right in the heart of Melbourne. Bendigo Gov Hub, a commercial office building in the regions that supports the government's policy to decentralise government services across our state. Knoxfield, a new housing development that will create different types of housing in that suburb. And Canley, again, an opportunity that's going to look at different housing types to create some affordability in a really well located part of Melbourne. So just a snapshot of some of the projects that our teams are involved in. And the final area that I'll just touch on briefly is our strategy team. And whilst they don't necessarily deliver physically the projects, they are integral to our teams in being able to support the delivery of the projects. And that's really focusing around two key strategies that drive a lot of our projects. That's our affordable and diverse communities framework that really drives sort of the outcomes that we want to see from our housing projects. Our sustainability strategy that is part of every project that we do, a really important part. Our aim is to deliver best practice solutions from a sustainability front, and the strategy team helps and guides our project teams to be able to meet our ambitions on both of those fronts. They also support our project pipeline, so they do the front end feasibility analysis and due diligence in terms of our new acquisitions. And they do a lot of advisory work across government to support agencies with their funding requests for their capital projects through the business case process into Cabinet and into the budget process. So a really important part of our sort of makeup, our team, but a team that supports all parts of our business, just as I mentioned, as does the operations team and the CEO office.